Hello, lovelies, and thank you for joining me. You are watching Zeldaire, and we are building the city of Peach Meadow. In today's episode, we are going to focus on crossing the river finally. And what we are going to be doing is using the natural resources to our advantage in building our very first fishing harbors to try and support the city a little bit with some more jobs. So anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Peach Meadow. So I'm taking a look at my road network, and it looks like this road right here is carrying quite a bit of traffic. What is this? I don't remember which road this is. Pineapple Avenue. So it goes all the way down here, and I'm thinking what I want to do is maybe kind of reconfigure this a bit. I have all this space over here. I think I want to move the bus depot over to here actually, without encroaching too much on my industry. Or I might just put it like right here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is close to like our main street to Grand Avenue, but it's not like on Grand Avenue or anything. It's also not on this street, so it's not going to be taking up a whole lot of traffic or anything. Another thing I'm going to do is, so this is my tram route. I feel like this is kind of a redundant line for the tram, and so what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to upgrade this to like a normal street, and I'm going to get rid of this one. We still have our turnaround point right here, so that's good. So trams can come from here down, and then I want to take this street and I want to make a bridge that goes over. So I'm going to try and leave this relatively undisturbed. We do have a couple of businesses on like right here. I'm going to leave that one. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take this and like rotate it, but also kind of move up at the same time. I'm also gonna just try and, the slope's a bit too steep, and so I'm gonna go down a bit first. Okay, and I'm gonna try and be as straight as possible, which for me is like just very hard to be straight. I am a raging lesbian, and being straight is just not easy for me. All right, so 180 degrees. I think this is looking pretty good. Nope, just end it here. Here we go. I think this looks okay. Little bumpy. I could probably redo this section right here. Much better. See, nice and flat, and then we have a nice easy slope that goes down on this side. I like how this turned out. Okay, so let's go ahead and place our first fishing area. So let's see what kind of fish we have, and it is all salmon. Every single, oh no, there's a little bit of these anchovies. And a little bit of anchovies here. Okay, so let's just place like our normal fishing boat right here. No, actually the very first thing that I want to do is I want to place a quay wall, not quay wall. And I wonder if I can, no, these are more like urban looking. So I had like the new content creators pack. It has some really nice looking quay walls, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the vanilla one. But not before I do just a small amount of terraforming. So we're just gonna level this ground right here. Next, I wanna make sure that we have a nice slope that goes, nice slope that goes down here, and then maybe a nice slope that goes downward. Okay, so now we have like a nice flat space to create our fishing harbors and everything. Let's place the first quay wall. think that's looking good. I'm gonna have to lower this a little bit though. And this way, there we go. Okay. So we'll just kind of chip this away a little bit. And then I want to smooth this out. Maybe kind of bring that up and then smooth it out a bit. Excellent. I'm liking how this turned out. This is going to be like a really good spot for our fishing harbor to start. So let's go ahead and get that placed in. There we go. Ooh, that looks so good. And it's so close. Yeah, it's really close to the water too. Normally, sometimes if you place it on like stuff that has like bumpier terrain like this, your piers will end up like 5,000 feet above the water and it just doesn't look very good. I'm gonna place kind of like a frontage road that's gonna go alongside it like this. Maybe a little bit farther back. Something like this. And I wanna go under the bridge, I think. I think that looks cool. Yeah. So then what we're gonna do is we'll just go straight here. Again, very hard for me to do. So this will come down immediately and then it'll go to like the fishing area and then this can kind of trail off to somewhere else. Definitely the farming is what I mean. So then I'm going to curve this in. I'm gonna continue this road on. We're out of city limits for now, but it's okay. Eventually we will probably unlock this tile and we'll have access to more. And so what I want to do with this next spot is I want to add in a salmon fishing harbor too. And then we're probably going to come down with this as well. Yeah. So we need some water over here. Excellent. And we're going to need electricity also. There we go. That's good. Okay, so the next thing you need for your fishing routes is your fishing harbor is a fishing route. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this. I see a lot of people make these really long. And honestly, you do not need to make these super long. In fact, you can make these, I'm pretty sure that this is too long. The way you can tell is, so I'm just gonna let this run. So I'm gonna follow this boat here. And this is gonna tell you like what percentage of fish is loaded. And once it gets to 100%, it can't catch any more fish. So basically what happens is if your fishing routes are too long, see, yeah, this is way too long for sure. If your fishing route is too long, it's gonna stay in the water. And then it has to still like, yep, there it goes, it's at 100. Now it's like really hauling ass there, but like, it's like super speedy there, but essentially kind of what happens is it gets to 100% before it gets back to the pier. And it's basically like wasting all that time not catching fish. When basically all it's doing is just going back. So I'm going to take my fishing route and I'm gonna make that a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna pause it. This might actually be too short, but we will see. So I will speed things up and take a look. All right, we're gonna follow this boat. So here we are at 50%. And at exactly 100%, like right before it gets to the harbor. I'm okay with that. I'm just going to leave it at that. And so now my fishing routes are very efficient. They catch 100% of their fish, like pretty much by the time they get back to the harbor, which is good. Okay, so a couple more things that we can do here is, as you can see, we have quite a bit of residential demand again. So let's go ahead and build out one more block, or maybe just zone kind of what we currently have. Now I'm saving this for commercial, but we don't have like a huge demand for commercial yet, which is why I'm like leaving it open. I think I could probably build out a block this way too, so I'll go ahead and do that. You know, I want to try some of the other roads here and see. So we have a 2-lane alley. Let's do that. think this looks pretty nice because we're kind of like on the outskirts of town. I feel like we don't need quite as much road going on. This filled out quite nicely, and I'm very pleased with how this turned out. Maybe make another path connection from here to here. Just like that. So people can kind of like loop around if they need to. I like how this is turning out, but just for good measure. Oh, and I forgot to give them water too. Probably use like a playground or something over here. It's a good spot for it. Maybe use like, I don't have any like basketball parks or basketball courts or anything. So maybe I should add in that. So let me have this. So I'm gonna add another alleyway like that, and this one's just gonna have, like a couple parks on it. And so I think maybe like basketball court, tennis court, maybe just like a plaza on the other side. This will help the buildings level up too. Something like that. Looks pretty good. And I'm gonna build a couple path connections through here. All right, so we've satisfied our residential demand, and we've also kind of helped these buildings level up a bit. These have water, these questionably do, but it's not really saying anything otherwise, and I think this looks pretty good. So let's take a look back over here and see how we're doing. Freight trucks in use, 1 out of 6. Fishing route efficiency is 100%. Excellent. So this is giving us a few jobs, but there's more that we can do with the fishing industry. And so what I want to do is kind of off of this, I want to build kind of like another community. And so I'm going to build out my grid. Let's just start with 10 units here. I'm going to turn my road guidelines off. Just 10 units and go over. And this is kind of like, I also want to use these alleyways here, except not here. Well, yes, here. Because this is going to continue on, but I really like the look of these like kind of smaller streets like this. I think it makes quite a bit of sense to have them here. So we'll just kind of, I don't know, it feels like overkill to have all of these like larger streets in here. So we'll just zone this so people can live close to, at least a little bit closer to work. And then I'm also gonna zone a couple of businesses. So they'll come right off of this, and then they can hit like a gas station or something. This way, like they don't have to travel super far in order to get where they want to go. Additionally, I am going to create a path connection from here to here. And then I'm gonna dezone this little one tile one. I think on the other side, what I want to do is I want to think about adding in the fish market. And I think this could be a really good place for it. Looks like we have quite a bit of a grade here, so I don't want to put it on this side. So I will put it on the other side here. Here we go, just like that. And let's add in the fish market, which I think is, yeah, there you are. Fits very nicely. So we'll add this in here. We'll kind of dot this with just like a little bit more commercial, and maybe not like right on it, to kind of solidify that this is like a desirable place in the community. I want to add in, maybe continue on with this. And we'll take this. We'll make this a one-way alley with parking. That like, that looks, I don't like how that looks. Okay, so let me terraform this, actually. So let's take this and flatten it out a little, and then take it and smooth all of this. Okay, so now, let's do like a one-way loop that goes through here. And the reason I'm doing it off of this road is because this long one with the bridge is going to get more traffic, and I don't want people turning onto this from here. Or coming off of this from here. I'd rather have them go this way. And I'm going to place a plaza. Oh, I'm going to place a plaza, and then maybe dot this with just like smaller businesses. And of course, we need to make sure they have electricity. And it looks like we're not getting a whole lot of. So this will be a temporary power line. We're not getting a whole lot of attraction over here yet, or anything really building out. And so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look, and what's our fire coverage? Yeah, we could probably use a fire station over here. And how's our crime? We have just the one police station. I think this could be a good candidate for our second police station. So this will be the second police station that I've placed. Here we go. So we have basically, essentially what's going to happen is people are going to catch fish here. You're going to be able to take it to the fish market where people can come in and buy it. I think last but not least, the last thing I want to do in this episode, and to kind of christen it off, is just create a bus route that goes, we'll start from, there's a good point. I think this could be a good spot here. Excellent. So let's name this line. So this bus line 5. I already know this is going to create like a million vehicles. No, we do not need 7 vehicles. We need like 3 to start out. And we will call this Salmon Line. Why not? And our color is going to be, what is it? Salmon, just kind of like that. There we go. So we'll call that the Salmon Line. That just goes like right across the river to the fish market, and to like this residential area. So I think this is going to help attract some people here once we get some residential demand, or once we get a little bit more residential demand and everything. But in the meantime, I think that's where I'm going to leave off on today's episode. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Stick around for a quick tour of the city.